people forget. He's down there, waiting.
Welcome back to the Spooktober series with a truly spectacular review lined up today. That being the Ultimate Part 7 Jason from Friday the 13th, The New Blood, which came out a solid 34 years ago, the figure releasing in September of last year. The figure comes in this wonderful collector-friendly box with the poster for the film on the front, the logo and a screen grab of Jason from the film on either side, with a lovely collage of Jason and his various murder tools plus accessories on the back, looking absolutely gnarly as hell. Returning to the front of the box, we can see that the flap opening is present, so why don't I try open it with my mind powers? Oh, it worked. Well, what do you know? On the inside of the flap, we get an image of Jason holding a sickle and looking as scary as ever. Then, of course, we have the figure. And holy shit, is this an absolute goldmine of a figure? The details are immaculate, and as I said with the Halloween Kills Michael review, Neca figures come with a whole host of accessories, but this takes the cake. We get an interchangeable head, some stabby weapons, a scythe, a bush cutter, a woodcutter thing, and even an interchangeable mask. Hot damn, Neca seriously did not spare any expense here. Not at all. But why don't we stop gawking and get the beast out of the box? And here he is, free from his cardboard prison and out in the open. And okay, I'm gonna need to take a breather real quick, because holy shit, this figure is insane. Like, seriously, everything is perfect and looks just like the movie, and the weapons / accessories are no exception. So let's look at them first, and start off with Jason's trademark machete. There's not all too much that differs from previous releases, such as the Part 6 machete here, although there are some subtle differences if you look closely, and of course it's a quintessential piece to get with any Jason figure whatsoever. And next up we have a huge fucking knife. Like, seriously, this thing is huge, because here's Jason's accessory hand for comparison. It's a lovely piece though, and one I didn't really expect to get with a Jason figure. And considering it comes from a Jason, I'm surprised it's actually bigger than Michael's knife here. Looks like he's trying to go all out Crocodile Dundee.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Moving back to the review, he also comes with a scythe, which is a reference to a kill that he makes when a girl tries to hide from him in the barn, and he then uses it to, I believe, cut her neck. We never see her die on screen though, so, yeah, just gonna have to leave that one up to speculation. Next up, we get another peculiar weapon of choice, although not so peculiar considering he's used it before, an axe. It only makes sense though, as the 18-inch Jason was released with an axe. Either way though, it's a lovely piece with some sick detailing, such as the metallic paint seen on the head of the axe, with the blood close to the bottom of the axe, as well as some blood soaked into the wood, and this lovely wood texturing. It's seriously cool, though, come to think of it, it reminds me of someone else's axe. Wait, what's that? No, get out of it, this isn't your film! Anybody else want to intrude? No? Okay, let me get back to the review then. Next up, Jason comes with, I believe, a tent pole, I think this is, which he uses to jab a guy in the back, then retrieve his machete. It's a simple piece with some lovely silver paint and some lovely blood detailing, but nevertheless, it's a lovely addition. Quick update, he uses it to kill a couple more people by stabbing a girl in the neck and then lodging in some guy's back. Absolutely lovely. Next up, we have the bush cutter, which I believe was only used in one scene, and that was to kill Tina's mum when she was arguing with the mad doctor guy. But personally, that just makes me appreciate its inclusion here even more. The fact that it was only used in one scene and they decided to make an entire new sort of sculpt for it, bloody amazing. And it's really well detailed too, with some lovely silver paint at the head and then some lovely wood texturing and wood paint along the handle of the weapon. It just goes to show how much love Neca put into each accessory. Last but certainly not least, for the weapons, we have the woodcutter. My god, is this a fucking beast of a weapon. And there's so much detail crammed in too, like all these little air vents and wires and motors and springs and stuff on the back of it, and it looks so lifelike, and it's just so incredible how Neca managed to do this, and it blows me away every single time. There's also some small detail here, such as with a little sort of trigger to activate the thing on the handle, and then of course the handlebar itself to hold it, and the main head of the weapon as well. But now for the moment of truth. Will it spin? And yes, it does. The detail is incredible! As does every good Neca figure, Jason also comes with some interchangeable hands, which are fucking gnarly. I mean, just look at them. You can see the bone coming through his flesh and all the shriveled flesh clinging to his... it's gross, but it's so good. The grotesque detail doesn't stop there. It continues into his interchangeable head, with his eye being glossy and wet and the skin clinging to the muscle and bone, and all of the different wounds on his skin are done so well and made so apparent, it just blows me away. This head, of course, has the screaming look that Jason pulls when his mask is split in two by Tina Shepard. And speaking of that scene, why don't we take a look at the interchangeable mask and how to apply it. The mask itself is a lovely piece with a general dirty wash over it and a plug-in the straps that we can see here, which plugs into the back of the head with ease, creating a sick look for the figure and a standout moment for your Friday collection. Whew! With all those accessories finally out the way, it's time to take a look at the big J-Man himself. I think I'm gonna say it. This is possibly my new favourite look for Jason, because my god, this figure is fucking incredible. I love it. The wrinkles, the details, the fucked up clothing. You can even see his spinal cord on his back, and it looks so grim and gnarly, and it's just, so amazing. I love it. It's so cool. The sculpt is so incredibly detailed, with so many beautiful different bits of paint added in there, different glosses, different mattes. All these rips and tears and wrinkles in the skin and the clothing, and even the skin draped over the ribcage, which looks really lifelike and looks like his body is actively falling apart. You can even see that the knee bones are exposed. It's just mwah, chef's kiss. And the chain too. It's a separate piece, so you can rattle it around to your heart's content. And of course, the moment that everybody waits for in a Friday the 13th film, the unmasking. Dun dun dun! Yikes. Now that's definitely a face only a mother could love. Nothing much else to say than I said about the previous head sculpt. It is just bloody amazing, and it goes so well with everything about this figure. The grim, zombie-like detail. This figure is literally made for Halloween. It's amazing. Neca, I take my hat off to you. Articulation time. Jason can do a full exorcist twist with his head, with his arms being able to move roughly just about 45 degrees, probably 25 degrees, up to the side. Something new to Jason figures is that this guy actually has ab crunch articulation as well. He can do a 90-degree bend at the elbow, and a first for Jason figures, a double-jointed articulation. Jason's hands can of course rotate 360 degrees, with the plug sort of joint being able to make it move from side to side. The legs can move forwards 45 degrees and backwards 45 degrees with a 90-degree bend at the knee. His feet can somewhat swivel, but are mostly hindered by his clothing, but this isn't too much of an issue and definitely doesn't take away from the figure at all. Standing next to some of his previous incarnations, Part 7 Jason stands at 8 inches tall, with Part 6 Jason being 7.5 inches, Part 2 also being 7.5 inches, Remake Jason being 7.7 inches, just coming close, and Pamela being an estimated 7.2 inches. So that has been the Neca Part 7 The New Blood Jason review. Closing thoughts. It is a brilliant figure. It is definitely worth every penny if you're ever lucky to pick it up. Their detail is immaculate, the paint is immaculate, the sculpt is something else. This figure is absolutely next level, and you can tell Neca have really upped their game for horror figures and Jason figures in general, which makes me excited for the future of different Neca figures and different Jason figures. But that has been the New Blood review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.